Okay, so this is the specific teaching video for the I Have a Dream writing assignment. Let's unpack this expectation, please. So this week we have opened up the topic of Martin Luther King Jr. I strongly suggest you go back and rewatch his video about his very famous I Have a Dream speech. Okay. Then the idea of having a dream for the world you want your children and yourself to live in as you grow is where we are going with this. If you go here, this is the actual assignment under our nonfiction current focus of Black History Month, even though this assignment kind of is a umbrella of all of the social causes we're looking at, but it's a beginning, and I put it here because we're working from here. And on that assignment, it tells you must have these minimum requirements. So whenever I give you minimum requirements, basically what you can assume is that if you don't follow these, I'm going to give it back to you and ask you to redo it. So it's always easier to follow the teacher's requirements rather than not and have to redo, or not redo and take a 50. Okay, so I tried to keep it fairly simple while having some minimum expectations. First and foremost, the format. I've given you a Google Doc, and I want you to actually do your assignment here on this doc. And yes, you can delete or leave the directions and type underneath them. It's up to you. Format would be either you are writing a poem with this content or a speech. A speech, just imagine it's a paragraph form, and it's what you would stand up and read in front of a group of people, just as you would read the poem, but poems are in stanzas. Okay, the title will be I Have a Dream. Okay, if you want to add to it at the end of that phrase, you can, but I do need it to be your I Have a Dream assignment. Criteria, that's what's required. In your poem or speech, in your written product, you must repeat the phrase, I have a dream, at least 3 or more times. How and where you do it is up to you, but you should be able to go back and highlight, I have a dream, not in just your title, within your final product at least 3 times, because that is what we are emphasizing, your dream. Okay, the focus of that dream is the world you wish to live in as you grow into adulthood. And this is not using fantasy elements. I'm not looking for dragons or rainbows with unicorns. This is realistic things that can be proven, the world we live in, the people and the laws around you, the cultures around you. Not just talking about your city or state or country, but the whole kind of world, because you live in a very small digital global community, which is a first time in history for the human species. Technology is rapidly advancing and shrinking the world as we know it because you have access to it. So, what is your dream for the world you wish to live in? And if you've never thought about that, if you've never considered different ways the world has been in the past and possibilities for the future, I would really like you to stop and start thinking as a world citizen what your dream would be. Because the people who define the world we live in are you. You are the next generation. You will be the ones who grow up and vote and elect leaders who change laws. You will be the voices that people listen to. You will be the people who are on TV presenting information, writing books that people read. So start thinking about what your voice would be. Now, in order to have something here that is a minimum, I have said you have to have 3 specific aspects of this world dream. Things such as diversity, no discrimination, but you need to elaborate on those things. Keeping in mind there are a lot of different causes, issues that can be put into your world dream as an aspect that are not just related to racial equality, which is what we're currently analyzing. Next month, we'll be doing women's rights. There are environmental issues. There are a whole slew of new causes and concerns that generations that are younger have brought to the table to be discussed. There's nothing really here that's off the table. You get to pick your causes. So don't feel like this just has to be about equality and discrimination. It can be about any social justice or social cause, a society description of what you would like to see the world if you had that kind of power to make it look a certain way and have people act a certain way. What would your dream world be? And use at least 3 vocabulary words from the concept vocabulary. So let's look at where these things are located. Underneath nonfiction focus, Black History Month, is where you will find this assignment and this teaching video. There is also a link to when you have finished your final product, which is due Monday, you will then go to Flipgrid and present it. And I will include some other Flipgrid directions on how to present from a separate tab if you want to present your actual writing with your face in a little square like mine is, okay? So that is to be expected later today. I have some direction videos I will post for that. Concept vocabulary, when it says you need to have at least 3 of these words. Remember that these are the overarching questions and then how the words kind of, go underneath them. And then for each word, keep in mind there is, let's see here, like under defense, there are different forms of the word that you can use. And even if it's not here, you can use it as long as it is linked to that word. Okay, so use at least 3 of these words in your poem or speech. That is there underneath concept vocabulary for you to access. There's also a video of me explaining all of these words. Again, we have been using these words for quite a while. So here's concept vocabulary, which is one of your topics. There is the teaching video where it is explained, 13 minutes of me walking you through the slideshow. And then, of course, just the slides there that I just showed you, which is under here as well. It says Master Concept Vocabulary Slides, which is just the slideshow if you don't want my video. So always going back to the concept vocabulary section. So for this week, this is your piece of writing that I would like you to be working on. If you are needing assistance or wanting to run things by me, I am available during class time as well as in the afternoons at 2:30 off the ELA virtual help link, which, just as a reminder, if you go under grades, there is a post about the ELA virtual class code, ELA virtual help under grades. There is the class code and a video that shows you how to join. And at that link, anyone can access me every day from 2:30 to 3 for more specific individual assistance in a smaller setting. Okay, so that is this writing assignment and the expectations that I have. Again, I'm here for you to run your ideas past me, but please do be thinking and working on that. I don't need your graphic organizers or your thinking and planning steps. I just need your final draft.